The Bryrup Vrads, the Veterbanen Bryrup Vrads in Denmark, is known as Denmark's most scenic railway. In this video, we will be talking a bit about the history and the current state of this Bryrup Vrads railway, followed by some footage of the actual line itself, as well as some photos which will actually come beforehand from the footage. The Bryrup Vrads railway is 5 kilometers long, and it runs along the old section of the Horsen Silkeborg railway, which was discontinued in 1968. So from 1968, the line has no longer been used. Enthusiasts have maintained this line to run it between Bryrup to Vrads, which is located in this part of Denmark. So this is where the Veterbanen starts in Bryrup and runs along the forest and lakes through to Vrads station. But the Vrads station particularly also has a train. I'll show you Vrads station now here, and this is like a train cafe. So it's kind of intended for tourism. This is one of the cheapest, actually, probably one of the cheapest vintage trains you can ride, with a return trip being 80 kroner. I think a single trip is 50 kroner, so a single trip is about €7, a return trip's about 11, making it quite cheap. The Bryrup Vrads is being maintained by enthusiasts, and it runs quite frequently, especially in the summer. It runs 6 days a week at some parts, and then during the winter it has a limited timetable, still runs during the weekends as well. In terms of the trains that are used, there are a few different trains that are used, but in the time that this footage was filmed, 2022, the stuff that is used is the HV M12. This is 1929 rolling stock, as you can see here, and we'll show you some interior footage of the locomotives in shortly. Also, as you can see here, that's essentially it's kind of essentially that old. It's nearly 100 years old, this rolling stock. This is the Bryrup station. This is where the Veterbanen begins, although it technically also begins in Vrads, but the shed is located in the Bryrup section. This is the main point of tourism for Bryrup, as you can see here, and hence the Danish flags are actually lifted up when the train is in operation, and when the train is not in operation, the flags are put back down. This is a way to indicate to people who are looking to ride a train that they can actually ride it. Once the last train of the day has run, the flags go down, and that's kind of a way to indicate that it's no longer service. Here's just some footage of the shed. So this is one of the locomotives that they have in the shed. This sometimes also does the runs, although when I was there, unfortunately, it did not. But there it is there. Those of you who know more about trains may know what exactly this locomotive is. This here is Vrads station, and this is the train in Vrads station. And then you can see here the locomotive that we talked about here, the HV, I think it was 1929 rolling stock, and there are 2 locomotives as well. Now this is a pendle, so this locomotive, well, it's not really a pendle, but this one's stuck on this side, this one's stuck on this side, with a carriage in the middle. That way people can actually, that way it can turn, because there's no turning circle. As we all know with the railways, it tends to operate on switchover tracks. Here you can see Vrads station again with the Danish flags, and there's the cafe, and this is also a cafe. So again, this is part of the domestic and local tourism. Local tourism is also something quite big in Denmark. This in terms is the interior or the cockpit of the actual rolling stock itself. So you can see here what it looks like in the cabin. The chair doesn't look like the most comfortable, but again, those of you who know more may be able to get more. There is also the timetable that this runs on. Here's some more pictures from the shed in Bryrup. As you can see here, they're obviously working on renovation, and all the money that is charged for these tickets goes towards maintaining the line and obviously allowing other people to experience this. This is something that's really not only by enthusiasts, but also people who just generally want to experience the Danish scenery, and it's just kind of it expands, I guess, to a greater market than just the enthusiasts. Here's a picture of one of the locomotives as well in the shed. And then I guess another view of the interior more from the angle. So this is like how things you'd be viewing, but I guess again they sit to the right, so you're not really getting this view. You're not standing when you're driving this train, I presume. And then also the ride is made to be as authentic as possible. So to the left, you can see here there is a station. Now this station is no longer used, but the train still stops here. The ticket conductor, again, is an enthusiast to maintain the line, comes out, makes stops the train, comes out, blows the whistle, does the signal thing with the red circle, and then the train pulls off again. Also, they actually, even though you buy the tickets before you ride the train, they actually come around, check your tickets, and puncture them. As you can see here to the right, this is what the ticket looks like. Again, all of this adds to the authenticity of the line. And then finally, this is a picture of the train in the Bryrup terminus. This was just in the last of the day, and we'll be heading back to the depot. As you can see, the station is quite well maintained. It's a bit more modern than it would have looked like back in the day. That is the Bryrup Vrads in a summary. Up next is the footage where I'll mute the microphone and let you guys see this train ride for yourselves. Enjoy!
Esta é uma